And we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, another exciting episode of the podcast. There's no way they're back this quickly after dropping another hot episode. But I'll tell you boys
Sheesh.
what, we're back and we're never going to miss another upload again.
It's kind of like when you take care of your business in the bathroom, but then you go eat Taco Bell, and then you're back in there like an hour later. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying, boys?
Um,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chatiocast.
People are
Show
probably
where
wondering, how are we back? And the answer is we sent Zach out to do business.
that's
Zach is
right.
out closing deals and he's turning off lights.
we're still adjusting the lighting live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in.
Why
Zach
do I feel
is,
like this looks better than my normal setup?
it truly does.
I'm literally just on my iPad.
Your
With that
setup
being
didn't
said-
used to be bad, but you've somehow uninstalled all the light bulbs in your basement.
Zach's set has regressed as we got more listeners.
I don't know what happened down there.
I moved my desk to the corner of the basement, and for some reason the lights just stop. So it's cursed. I don't know.
I thought that's where you've always had it. No?
That's been. To be honest.
Anyways. Ladies and gentlemen,
that
what's
being-
on the... Yeah.
I was gonna say this actually kind of transitions into our first topic, and I think we just jump right into it, boys. We have a listener writing we have got to get to.
Let's get to it.
This is
right off the
actually
bat.
a listener who has wrote in before, but this time it's not a listener; it's a whole podcast. We have a write-in from Woke Woman for Zach Hapner. They're writing in,
They're
and
back.
they're back, and they have some questions.
Welcome
Let's
back.
go.
Hey, Chatiocast, your favorite left-wing podcast, Woke Woman for Zach Hepner, writing in again. And we have got some questions we've got to ask. First of all, where does Zach get his chairs? We were looking to get some new chairs for our podcast, and we also wanted some chairs that squeak extremely loud and can be heard throughout the audio. Please let us know as we are on a time crunch trying to get our set done in time for our second episode. Thanks.
All right. My first comment is fans, you gotta help me out here. Let's take a vote. Let's take a poll. What is worse, Zach's chair or Christian season 1 when he absolutely pounded his table as he was talking? Truly, what could be worse?
It's actually bass boosted.
It's so funny, dude. You'd be listening to a conversation and just hear boom, boom.
It was pretty bad.
We used to edit it out as best, like we edited it out too, or at least I did. Sheesh.
The good old days.
Truly, season
Well,
one.
It was different time.
Listen, if you're dying to know, I'll have you know that unfortunately for you, it was purchased from an exclusive random person on Facebook Marketplace. So unfortunately, you probably will not be able to find it, and honestly, you probably couldn't afford it anyway. So
True.
sorry about that.
Maybe try the Home Depot to see if they have chairs. Maybe get a lawn chair.
Yes.
Facts.
Go to Dick's Sporting Goods when they have that trinket pop-up tent sale and they're selling $5 chairs.
You love to see it. With that being said, I figured it was time we brought back one of the classic bits, one of our most popular analysis segments, beverage analysis, boys. And today we're not necessarily analyzing a beverage, but a people group who despise a certain beverage. I'm talking about people who don't like water. Boys.
Oh.
These are a
What?
group I don't understand. How do people not like water? To me, it's like not liking sleep. It's not like you don't like something that is necessary to sustain your life. Boys, how do these people exist?
You're talking about the people who like wake up and drink a Coke Zero and then just by the end of the day they've had 8 Coke Zeros and like
They
sweet tea.
absolutely.
Yeah, and
They've
like
had no
they
water.
Yes.
say like they don't like the taste of water. I'm like,
They
what?
absolutely have a coffee in the morning and then a Coke Zero. They wash it down with some like a 2-gallon peach tea. 100%. I know these people. Listen,
Oh.
I think it's like one of those things. Like when you think about it, I mean, peach tea, it's like, yeah, it's not water, but it has water in it. So like they're still getting water, so they're not gonna die. But like I get what you're saying. There are some people who can't drink water, not because they choose to, but because they actually can't. And I watched a video on that once, and it was like super interesting. Like they basically have to. I don't even remember. So long ago I watched it,
Is it
but
like a water allergy?
yes, it's not. And it's not like they're allergic to all water, but like most waters that are bottled, because like the process they use to make it and the minerals or whatever, they're allergic to that. So they basically are to the point where they have to have very specific water or just no water, which is pretty interesting. But, no, like, if you're choosing not to drink water, I mean, that's kinda sus, honestly, like, I mean, I wanna apologize because if you have a fear of water and you're listening to this podcast, well, you better not listen right now, because
And shout out to that Discord
oh, is it
compression.
canceling it out?
Hydro
Yeah.
homies?
Okay, well, for the audio listeners, I'm absolutely chugging a big boy bottle right now of water.
Yeah, speaking of hydro homies, we have mentioned before that we're hydro homies here. Which takes us to
Yes.
Reddit, which I mean we could get into a whole thing on Reddit, but I don't really feel like it. But I don't even know if hydro homies exists anymore.
I think it is.
Surely it does.
Reddit's in
Surely.
shambles.
What do
Shut
you
up.
mean?
It's in shambles.
Bade
What are
agree.
you talking
Reddit
about?
is not super profitable, and the new CEO rolled up and said, "Hey boys, it's time to make a profit." Wouldn't that be
Oh
wild?
no.
And if you know
Really?
if you know anything about Reddit, you know that they have the worst mobile app of all
Of
time.
all time.
They didn't even have a mobile app until like a year or two ago. It was very
Yeah.
recent.
It is
So
awful, I can vouch.
how Twitter used to rely on third-party apps, Reddit has 100% always relied on third-party apps
Shout
to
out Bacon Reader.
satisfy. Yes. Well, this new CEO is like, hey, we gotta get ready to make money because we're gonna do an IPO. So if you're a third-party app servicer, we're gonna charge you a bag to keep doing that. So the biggest app, which is Apollo, the CEO called up Apollo and said, hey, we're gonna um we're gonna charge you $20 million per year to use our service.
Aw.
Yeah, and Apollo, who was
He's
recording
like,
all these
no.
yeah, they were recording all these convos with the CEO. He didn't know this. They're like, no shot, we can't afford that. Why don't you just buy our app out for $10 million? Then you can have a good app, and then we'll just leave. And then the guy's like, no shot. Then the CEO came out and was like, hey, Apollo's trying to blackmail us to buy their app out. Little did this guy know, Apollo had the receipts and came with the recordings of this whole
What
con.
the drug are people
Oh my.
doing?
Yeah. Then the CEO got absolutely bamboozled. But they still went ahead with their plan. And I think it's around June 30th or something like that. All
Mm-hmm.
of the apps are shutting down because none of them are going to be able to pay it. So to
Mhm.
protest,
That's so dumb.
Yeah,
all
all
of the big
this.
subreddits went dark to protest.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Reddit. What the truck? How did I miss this?
What
I
makes it
haven't been
even
using Reddit.
yeah. What makes it even worse is that like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter like pay moderators to moderate the whole site.
Mm-hmm.
Reddit is 100% moderated by free labor. So all the
True.
tools and stuff that they use to moderate, you're taking it all away when you get rid of the third party apps.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So that's your Reddit update. in a new
Shut
segment
up.
called Reddit Update.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot we were recording the podcast. I, welcome back. We're all here, and we are. Never
We're here.
mind.
With that being said, though, boys, do you boys have the back to water talk?
Yeah, and
If
real
you,
quick,
yeah.
Hydro Homies has gone dark.
Oh,
It's non-existent.
Oh,
This is a dark,
rip, dude.
this is a
If
dark
you
These are
day.
miss,
truly the dark ages.
does not exist.
If
Dang.
you had to rank all of your beverages, where is water on that tier list?
I mean, it's gotta be number one, right? It's the
Mm,
only beverage you need, right?
that's a hot take.
Here's what I'll say.
Well,
It's
okay,
gotta
no,
be
go ahead.
number
Go
I'll,
ahead.
one,
I'll go
right?
and then you can go.
Go
For
ahead.
me, like my favorite beverage is an Arnold Palmer. However, if I had to have an Arnold
So-
Palmer, like a gallon, try to drink a gallon of water every day. If I was to drink a gallon of Arnold Palmer, I think I'd get sick of it pretty quickly.
Yes.
The idea of that is like, oh, that's a lot of Arnold Palmer, but I could drink water infinitely and never get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the taste of it, you know, I still do prefer the taste of AP, but I don't know. I might have to put water number one.
I don't know. I would say water is like number two for me.
What's number one?
Because
Probably
I
moonshine.
can't tell you that. But like, it's not that I'm like there are drinks where
Surely
I
it's
think
not
about
Rain
drinking.
Energy original.
Hold on. There are drinks I think about drinking, right? And I'm like, oh, daddy, I cannot wait to absolutely just engorge myself with this drink. I cannot wait for it to flow down into me because it's just gonna taste great. It's gonna be great. I don't get that with water. Like, I drink water because it's essential.
What about like
You
after a
know?
run? You come back from a
Okay,
run,
but
you're like, "Oh, daddy, give me that water."
yes, that's one of the times where I'm like, absolutely douse me with the water. But like, I'm done with a run, and you slap a water on the table, but you slap a Gatorade on the table. I'm absolutely grabbing that Gatorade and plunging it down my esophagus like ASAP. That is what like number one for me is not a specific drink. It's just like sports drinks. Just every time they're
Really?
so refreshing. Yes.
You chug
But
down a
like
chugging prime bevy over
absolutely
water?
not prime. Prime is actually garbage trash. It is
Really? I've
like
never had it.
okay. I like sweet things. Gatorade is relatively sweet in my opinion. Prime is like
It's juiced up.
melt a Skittles bag, a bag of Skittles into a drink. And that's prime energy. It is so overwhelmingly sweet that it's bad. IMO.
It's also
Hmm.
banned in a couple countries because of how much sugar is in it.
Jeez.
It's insane. But Gatorade's like that sweet spot. It's always been that sweet spot. Although it is getting a little expensive. But like generally I would prefer to have a sports drink over water. But I'm obviously gonna be drinking more water than sports drinks. If that makes
So your
sense.
favorite beverage in the world is like a
Rain
Gatorade or
energy.
something like that.
Pretty much like yeah, lemon lime Gatorade. I've been trying not to drink a lot of soda. But I've been drinking like I'll drink an Arnold Palmer or a peach iced tea because Sheets has like the really tall Arizona cans. They're like 2 for $3, which is like such a good deal. So I'll just absolutely buy two of those babies, and
I mean, back in my day,
they're
that
really
wasn't a good
good.
deal for Arizona tea, but
I know everything's so expensive anymore.
Arizona
Welcome back
Tea.
to Boomer Talk.
Arizona Tea is actually one of the only companies that hasn't been raising their prices.
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
CEO,
they're goaded.
I don't know, but what he his deal is, but he's not all about the profit margin. He's about keeping the prices the same.
I absolutely respect it, brother. Keep up the grind.
So shout out to him. That being said, we're gonna raise the price for this podcast. Soon you have to pay $10 to listen to a podcast.
Yes. But it's so we can buy more Arizona tea, let's be clear.
Exactly.
Yep.
So our 2 listeners, shout out, you'll have to pay $20 each.
Actually, it's just so I can buy Gatorade, since now it's absolutely 2 for $6, which is insane.
Jeez.
Listen, if you're part of Big Gatorade, you gotta watch your prices.
Yo, big Gatorade capitalism? Yikes, bro.
Big Gatorade has got to watch it.
Oh,
We gotta
okay.
start our own sports drink line.
True.
What do we call it?
Hmm.
The boys. The drink.
The drink.
Uh,
The drink is actually that might be a little hard.
You've gotten drinks with the boys, but have you drank the boys with the boys?
oh my word.
Oh my.
Welcome back to Watch Mojo's top 10 worst ideas in the universe. Number 1.
Sheesh. Well, that concludes beverage analysis. Everyone's favorite segment has concluded. Hate to see it.
Sheesh. I mean, water. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Water still got it. I don't care what people say.
All I
have
can
heard,
say
like,
is, what are you doing?
yeah, the people who like, oh, I don't like the taste of water. I feel like they just got to get over it, right?
100.
Surely water is built into your taste buds to be like, that tastes good.
Built into your taste bud.
Maybe
There's
not
no
even
way
like
it's unlockable.
I don't think I drink water and be like, that tastes good. It's just like, yeah, that's refreshing and like essential to my body. I don't know.
There are and I'll be upfront. I'm one of these people. There's the people who are overly critical of the quality of their water, like not like, but like the taste of. I should say the taste of it. Different places have different taste in their water.
Truly.
Different minerals in there or vitamins. Sometimes it tastes like the water's got a little bit more viscosity than other water sources. I'm not sure what the technical term is. Maybe we can get some water experts in the chat to write in.
We're plumbing experts, but not experts on the water.
Most of the water we handle is in a pipe, not out of it.
Amen, brother.
I'll tell you what, boys. In my line of work, if I see water, I know there's a problem.
Unless you're handling the ball cock in a toilet.
Whoa!
Someone's got to censor that, Zach. You're out of your mind for saying that.
My bad, actually. Sorry.
Sheesh. That's wild. Oh my word.
There's actually no context there. The listeners are going to think Zach just went rogue for no reason. What kind of wings? Let us know what kind of wings you got right now. Looks like buffalo, but where are they from? Or barbecue?
Honey barbecue. From Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wings, beer, sports. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
What is better, wings, Quaker steak or Buffalo Wild?
They're honestly pretty darn close.
I thought Quaker steak went under.
I think they are not doing too hot, but I think they're still around. I mean, the one close to me.
On that?
One close to me went under. Oh,
wait, close to you? Like
up in the mountain, if you know what I'm talking about.
Like near Sportsnet.
Oh, I have no idea.
One by Sportsnet.
Oh, really? Oh no. You hate to see it.
I think it was only a Northeast thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with a name like that, surely.
Quaker Steak and Lube.
I just did a quick Google search. And I'm seeing some headlines of some closings of Quaker Steak and Lube.
There's
I
no
don't know if that's
shot that their website is thelube.com. There's no shot.
Why does that surprise you?
I mean, according to their website, they've even got a Tennessee location I could check out.
Oh my word! Wait, hold on. We have a news article here. Let's look at
They're in
this.
10 states.
This was from 2021. All 41 Quaker Steak and Lubes have been sold for $5 million
To who?
to a truck stop operator.
They're going to
Who's
turn
the
them into
truck
gas stations.
Hmm.
You know what that means? Wait, you said truck stop, not wing stop, as in like competitive. So the wing place called Wingstop. That's really dang good.
Let's see here.
You said truck stop? He's lost.
He's actually bailing on the podcast.
Apparently, this company who owns Quaker Steak went under in 2015.
Ooh.
And then they got brought back. Apparently, they own Bob Evans and IHOP and some other stuff.
I mean,
Holy.
Bob Evans, if Bob Evans hasn't got under yet, they're close behind.
Bob
Surely.
Evans is Yeehaw.
Bob Evans
Country
should not
dinner.
exist. It absolutely should not exist.
Bob Evans is truly a place to not be desired.
Truly, Bob Evans is the place you go if the Denny's has burnt down.
Denny's is the Subway of anything other than subs.
Oh,
Yo, man, I think your dryer's done.
Yeah, my clothes, they're dried up, boys.
Boys, I'll be honest. Where would you rather go, to a Denny's or Waffle House?
Oh, I
Late
got
night,
Waffle
late
House,
night.
bro.
Waffle House.
Denny's.
I'd go to Waffle House. Denny's will never. I will never go there
There's
on my
no
own
shot.
volition again.
Do you know how many people die per year at a Waffle House, bro?
I would rather die eating okay food than get food poisoning from.
I would rather have a singular bad meal than trunking die in a Waffle House. Like,
Waffle
of all the
House.
places I could die, a Waffle House, bro?
Waffle House is the answer to the question: what if World Star was a restaurant? Truly,
Yeah.
World Star.
Yeah.
Shout out to our World Star listeners. We're gonna be live on World Star from now on.
Wow.
What is Applebee's then in this equation?
Applebee's is yeehaw fine dining.
Yo, facts. Especially half off apps though.
Boys, if you want
Noted.
some average food at rock bottom prices, you can go to Applebee's.
Applebee's is absolutely the place you go when someone gave you a gift card you didn't want for Applebee's only. B, it's prom night and you're actually basic. And C, it's absolutely past 10 o'clock and you just want some half off apps. Those are the 3 times you go to Applebee's.
What time do they close?
Late.
Midnight.
Wow, okay.
They serve half off apps from 9 to 12.
Yeah, in Yeehaw country where me and Zach live, no one is open past 9 or 10. So if you want late night food, you got to go to Sheetz or you got to go to Applebee's.
Or Denny's.
Or Denny's, which I would never go to.
Those are
surely Sheetz is just the best option there, right? Unless you want to like sit down.
I love Sheetz, man.
You're shot at one time to Sheetz.
I'm such a Sheetz freak. When I stay out for work, it is irregular if 2 out of 4 of my restaurants encounters that I expense are not from Sheets. I go to Sheets so much, dude.
Why don't you go to Denny's? I thought you were a Denny's guy.
Well,
Right.
don't worry about it.
Sheesh.
I would rather, for the record, go to Sheets than Denny's. But I would rather go to Denny's than Waffle House because trunk Waffle House.
What about IHOP? Where's IHOP in that?
IHOP's above Denny's.
That's pretty good.
I feel like
For
IHOP's
sure.
the best.
Yeah. IHOP might be above Applebee's.
I've never had their actual food. I've only had like the waffles and pancakes and sausage.
Yeah. Cracker
remember-
Barrel's above all of those, though.
Do you remember in like 2018 when they changed to IHOB?
Oh yeah.
Everyone was trying to a stunt to get trunking noticed, and it was so cursed.
Yeah, I think it worked. That was the thing.
It worked for them, I think.
It's so cursed. You know who has weirdly good burgers? Chili's. Like, you wouldn't expect it.
Chili's is like Applebee's rebranded.
Yeah, it's the same thing but
Chili's,
different.
Chili's is Applebee's with a slight, like, Mexican flair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right? And then Texas Roadhouse is the same also, with more steak and more yeehaw.
Texas Roadhouse is yeehaw with rolls and steak.
Texas Roadhouse is where yeehaws take their dates from prom, but they have a little extra money than the Applebee's people.
Sheesh.
When the men in my area get their southern accents all of a sudden and get their lifted Dodge Ram trucks, and they start listening to Morgan Wallen, and they start dating their high school sweetheart, and they take them. Hey, we're not going to Applebee's anymore. We're going to Texas Roadhouse.
Sheesh.
You love
Just
to
throw
see
your peanuts on the floor. Let someone else clean it up for you.
And that's where the mentality starts. First, you start by throwing your peanuts on the ground because that's someone else's job. And then you start leaving your carts in the parking lot because that's for someone else's job to take your cart back.
And then you absolutely smoke up. You smoke up some cigarettes with the bros, and you throw those butts on the ground because you're hard like that.
Then you spit your gum out on the sidewalk.
If you're
Sorry, I turned my video off when I was finishing my wings. I figured the viewers didn't want to watch me eat more than 2 wings.
We're all about keeping it classy here. Now, if you're listening to this and you feel like we've maybe described you in any way, just internalize that and think about it. And then come back next week as a better person.
Yes. Please reflect on it. We're trying to help you.
Really, Matthew used to be a Dodge Ram guy. He had a huge lifted Dodge Ram.
Oh yeah, back then I forgot about that.
Sheesh. He was huge.
What's the other Longhorn?
Longhorn.
Steakhouse.
Longhorn's actually goated.
I will ride and die till my last breath on Longhorn.
Wow, I mean, I wasn't gonna take it that far, but the Wild West shrimp appetizer, and you get a trunking. Jess and I get I think it's 28-ounce ribeye, and we absolutely split that trunk, and it's amazing.
When I think of like chain restaurants on like the cheap to mid-ranged price ranges, I think of the two goats of that category. It's got to be Longhorn, and then it's got to be Olive Garden.
I was gonna say the OG.
Yeah. Olive Garden is goated, truly.
And truly, the best way to do Olive Garden is to go with a second person, split an entree, and order the endless salad, and then absolutely just go to town.
Truly, get that bread, get that salad.
Yep. And then there's Outback Steakhouse.
I haven't been there in forever.
Like somewhere in the middle there. They have really good coconut shrimp, but it's really expensive. That's about all I got there.
Yeah, I've been in a while.
Well, this has been Restaurant Talk. Thanks for joining us.
Stay tuned for more restaurant talk.
Restaurant Blast.
Do we want to talk about Apple Vision Pro real quick?
I think we should.
I think we should. After I have a quick thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just really quick before we talk about this. I have a hypothetical. And this is more for like the audience, right? You boys can kind of listen along and think for yourself, but I have a hypothetical. Let's say you're in a group. You've got some close friends in that group, right? Let's just say, for lack of better, let's use an example. You got 2 bros in a Discord, right? So it's you and relatable. 2 bros for a total of 3, right?
Right.
So let's say that one of the 3 bros comes up to another bro and says, "Yo, I've got a great opportunity for you," right? I have got an absolute suggestion. I have got, let's say, listen, I'm looking out for you, and I'm always on the prowl. I'm like a walking eHarmony. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get that one. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, what is an eHarmony?
You talking about like a business opportunity, or
you could say that.
Oh.
Hypothetically, I mean, you know what? Never mind. Let's drop it.
I mean, surely that had to go somewhere.
Well, I mean, it's just, maybe it's getting a little too close to home, a little too personal. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, but truly all business opportunities should be explored to their end.
100%.
Of course. You got to make sure it's the right opportunity for you.
Right.
So, anyway, this has been.
I mean, I feel like surely that had to go somewhere.
That was it. That was climax.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this past week, Apple absolutely unveiled a new product. They had a live event, and it turned out after they unveiled everything, there was one more thing.
Which I called, by the way.
Yeah. Famous.
I mean, I think we all knew it was coming. Surely.
Yeah, it got leaked. But they did one more thing.
I didn't know that.
And famous in Apple history for like big product releases. But essentially, Google has announced that they are developing an AR headset. So,
really?
Are you able to share my screen?
Oh, we're watching it, and we got live music coming from another tab. Let's go. Oh, does this happen every time? It's got to be a bit at this point. It's got to be a bit. It's got to be a bit. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so this is Google Vision Pro.
This
is Google.
This is Apple Vision
Pro.
Sorry,
Apple Vision Pro.
Why did you say Google?
Not to be confused with Google Glass. This is Apple Vision Pro. So as you can see, you can absolutely get on iMessage from your headset in your home. Of course, granted that you're plugged into a power source. Otherwise, you
Which is
only have a
sus.
2-hour battery. But essentially, you get an augmented reality in your own space, which is kind of cool. There's lots of possibilities here. It seems
Yo, I
like
have
Sort
right,
of VR.
yeah,
I have a slight correction, I think. I'm pretty sure that wire coming out into the battery pack is required, and that is what gives you the 2 hours.
He's correct.
it
Am I
is.
wrong?
It is.
Oh, okay.
But then you can surely plug that into the wall, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Surely. Yeah.
That would make sense.
So the
They did
front
the
of
Sorry.
yeah, sorry. I was gonna say the front of this device is a screen. So like when you saw her eyes coming through just there, it's not transparent. It's literally a digital representation of what this
That's
is.
so creepy.
Yeah, it's an OLED screen on the front. So the security on this device has what did they call it? Essentially, it's like scanning your irises. So it's
Retina.
like instead of
Yeah.
instead of face unlock, it's retina unlock or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Can I talk about how ridiculous that example just was? Like,
yeah,
my guy is actually sitting in front of his kids watching them play, wearing these like shrunken alien-looking goggles, like as a normal thing.
very very strange.
So what that was to demonstrate is that this thing can record video, and you can put the headset back on, and in theory, it should look like you're actually living in the space. Like it should be
Yeah,
a 3D video.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean
Which
that's definitely interesting. It just looks silly in theory, I guess.
MKBHD said this. He said, and it's a good point. He said the idea of being in like a moment and having that headset on instead of having the headset off and being in the moment is like way more invasive than just recording with your phone,
for sure,
which is
True.
true.
for
That is
sure.
true.
This is really cool as well. So you can create like so you can have like apps or whatever in your like home space or wherever you're using it, or like they use the example a lot of like if you're on a plane, you can just like create some sort of different random VR environment. And so it was showing you like an example of like watching a movie in that environment is pretty cool. The speakers on this are over ear, but obviously if you put like some AirPods Pro 2 in there, like you would have like a really good experience like with watching a movie.
It is a really, really cool concept. I just really would hope that if I got a pair, that Apple would be able to properly replicate my luscious eyebrows properly, because that's very important to me.
So here's the interesting thing. When she turns on the front screen and you can see through, it's not actually his or her face. It's an AI generated model of your face that you have to scan in beforehand through your camera, and then it, based on what it's seeing with your eyes on the cameras inside, it generates the AI for the outside.
Yeah. So like this video call right here, in this example, they would also be wearing Vision Pro, and like the majority of their face, other than their eyes, is AI generated. But it's
That's
like
so
actually what you
crazy,
would look like.
bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing I always think about with this is, will this catch on? Because MetaQuest hasn't caught on yet,
Right.
and Google Glass was a flop because it was way too early for when it came out.
I
This probably has the
think
best chance to succeed.
yes. Well, I think Apple is very good at um seeing the success of something or seeing potential in something that hasn't popped off yet and being the edge that allows it to pop off. And I think that's what they're going for here. I really think the only thing that's going to hold it back is the price point.
Yeah,
If
for
something
sure.
holds it back.
This isn't the device that will do well. It'll be like this
Oh yeah.
technology like years from now, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, similar to like iPhone
Yeah.
1, but
For sure. Yeah, it's what's gonna come after this that'll probably change the game.
like whenever
You know.
this, yeah,
Well, okay,
like
so like think about yeah, like you said, the iPhone, Matt. Before the iPhone was what? The BlackBerry. And like it was the point where like the idea of having a touchscreen phone was not even an option. Like that doesn't work. It's so buggy. And then
mhm.
Apple comes and absolutely perfects that. And then everyone else adopts it and it's just the norm now. Like you don't see anyone with a phone that does not have a touchscreen. It works so well. Like
Yeah, everyone
that's
does
what
it.
Apple
That
is
yeah.
yeah. That's what they're doing here. It's just really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean that's to be expected. So I think it's
$3,500,
super
by the way,
interesting.
for the listeners.
Yes, which is a lot of money for a piece of tech. A lot of money. I mean, you can build yourself an extremely powerful PC, get a monitor, get everything you need on that. But there's
And you hate to see the loss of connection here from Chadio Zach, but surely he will be back soon.
You hate to see it. Zach is, of course, overseas closing deals for us to keep this podcast afloat.
Yeah.
But we appreciate him absolutely sacrificing his time to get the Chatiocast money because we are broke.
Yeah, I mean this is really interesting. I think like whenever this becomes glasses, like Google Glass was supposed to be, it's really exciting. And
Mhm.
like even further into the future, like to be a contact lens but have this same technology.
Yeah,
I that's at least the route I see it progressing, but we'll see.
they're kind of it's the same but different, like how they're set up compared to like MetaQuest because like MetaQuest is all about VR spaces and like rendered spaces, whereas like this is more like AR, like transforming the space you're already in to have your screens you're already looking at be in AR,
Right, right.
which I think nowadays will have a better chance at succeeding. Maybe in the future, MetaQuest is more where it would be, but I think AR is more realistic for like business and leisure at this point.
Sure, yeah.
Um,
My camera died. Sorry, let me
the
turn my phone back on.
the one thing I wonder about, and they had talked about this a lot. If you've tried on VR headsets before, one of the big problems is eye fatigue
Yeah,
because everyone's eyes are shaped differently and need different things.
right.
Um, the big thing they talked about with this though was that they have a ton of cameras that face inward and a lot of adjustments to try and alleviate that as much as they can. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if that holds up on everyone who buys this. I don't know for the off the top of my head, but I think there was something about they customize it to the person who buys it too. Even I could be off about that. On top of the stuff that's built into the headset to customize it to your preference,
Mm-hmm.
but
I think like the
because if you
really
get
cool like early use case of this is going to be for like watching movies and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see
I think a movie could be really good with this thing.
for
Um,
sure.
the idea of having like workspaces like you have. I don't know if it's in this video or not, but there was a video of a guy. He had like his MacBook down below, and all he had to do was like
Mm-hmm.
look down his MacBook, and his screen moved from his MacBook up onto his AR screen.
Yeah, he
Right.
like drug it up.
Yeah, so that's a really cool idea of working on your MacBook and with like the space above you. It's like a multi-screen display. So that's interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
It's coded. I probably won't buy one because it's expensive, but I'm excited to see what comes after it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
That's
if
where I'm at.
you're a rich listener, send us 35 hundo and we'll buy one and review it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sure we got some
Out.
cash daddies in the chat.
I'd
Some cash daddies.
daddies for
And cash
sure.
mommies.
My phone is absolutely dead on battery life.
We are absolutely in shambles with technical issues today. We apologize to the listeners.
My phone is absolutely dead, and I can't plug it into a fast charger right now to keep it active.
Well, this is the Chatiocast, and we have been voted by the fans the #1 most prepared podcast of all time.
Oh,
Truly.
yeah. I mean, no one prepares like us, and no one releases as many regularly scheduled episodes as us.
100%.
Truly, we are out here slaving away, providing great content at no charge.
And what are you doing, Rachel?
Yeah,
Truly. Sit down, Rachel.
humble yourself.
Be humble.
With that being said, we are arriving at plumbing talk. There's no way
Finally. The only reason I'm here.
fans have been saying in Twitter, get rid of tech talk. We don't care about tech, we care about plumbing.
Oh, trunk.
But
Wow.
what I will say to those fans is truly plumbing talk is just tech talk. Plumbing was one of the first types of tech invented back in the old
Oh, my
days.
word.
Amen.
That's so
Amen.
true. That's so
Think
true.
about, you think they cared about $3,500 AR glasses back in the olden days? No, they cared about sewage
Oh, shot.
flushing properly.
Amen.
You know, in today's culture, you know, the 1% big gas people, you know, they're buying these headsets, but back in the day, the big capitalists were buying good plumbing.
Facts.
Well, that being said, let's move into plumbing talk, boys.
Let's get into it.
It is time to talk about something that is absolutely grinding my gears. Picture this. You have got to go into a public stall to drop the kids off at the pool. You hate to do it. You would prefer the
Oof.
privacy of your own commode, but sometimes duty calls and the kids need a ride.
No, Shotty
My
just said
word.
duty calls.
Boys, we've all been in those stalls that the holes in between the doors are absolutely the size of the Grand Canyon, and you can see
Yes.
everything
Yes.
in there, boys. There's no
Yes.
privacy.
Oh my word. There is a local eatery, Christian, that I won't dox it, but it's very, very close to your house. That the stall, the distance between the door and the wall, or the what am I saying? The stall wall is
Yes.
actually, it has to be close to like an entire foot. Like I was gonna exaggerate and say it was miles long, but it's actually like this thick. At one point, when I worked there, I complained to the owner about it. You know what they did? They
But
trunking screwed in like the garage door liners, like black liner onto it, and it solved the problem. But it was only on there. I mean, I was just in there the other trunking day, and that trunk's gone. It's back to 1 foot trunking.
and there's
Oh, you could see it all.
and there's some like smaller bathrooms where like it's situated like there's a stall in the back and then like urinals on the side. And when you come in the door, you look right at the door. So you're not even like shielded. You just walk in and it's like, oh, there's a door that's got a
Yeah,
foot
you get
long gap in
blasted.
there.
You get blasted.
It is absolutely the most
Oh,
cursed thing ever.
have you boys ever? It only happened to me once in my life. Have you ever been in the bathroom where two toilets are like close to each other and there's no dividers?
What?
Because I have.
What do
Oh,
you what do you mean by that?
you mean like a urinal style thing where there's no
Like
dividers in between?
there's no dividers, there's no stalls. It's just two toilets and then a sink.
What? Is it like a family bathroom situation? What is that?
I don't want to talk about it.
Is that like when you go to the bathroom with your homies? Like, what's going on there?
Like,
When me and the homies
bro,
roll up.
bro, can you hit the restroom with me quick? Yeah, dog, I
Oh.
got you.
You've got to be
Like one of
kidding
those.
me. There's no shot that gets dual usage like they intended. There's no shot.
I
There's no
guess if
shot.
one's clogged, you gotta back up, or I don't know, dude. I don't even remember where it was at. I couldn't tell you.
Are you sure it wasn't like a toilet and a bidet?
Oh yeah.
There's 2
Okay.
toilets, no
Boys,
bidets, 0 bidets.
I'm going to put American plumbing culture on blast. The whole country.
Oh, dang.
America has actually gone woke on bidets. Bidets are absolutely, they need to come back. Truly, a bidet is goated.
Truly.
Think about how much money we waste on big toilet paper. We've been padding the pockets of Charmin for too long and they've gone soft.
Charmin Ultra $1.
I'm actually waiting for that flush.gg, the 2.0 version of the Ludwig swipe to come out, and I'm gonna snatch it.
Did you
Oh,
not
is
buy
that
the
is
cheaper
that a
one?
thing?
No, but he sold out like pretty quick.
Oh, really?
And then he was like, yeah, low key, like we're working on a 2.0. So I'm like, I'll just wait for that one. It's kind of like a Zach with the Steam Deck situation.
True, true.
It's
I'm
like, oh,
actually
the
waiting
first
it out for the Steam Deck 2 with the friggin' 1080p screen.
Sheesh. Well, anyways, boys, our cracked research team, shout out Katrina, found the most down bad stall situation I have ever seen in my entire life on TikTok.
Oh no.
Matthew, go ahead and pull up this screen. Hopefully, this shows up properly. Unfortunately, it is a vertical video, so shout out one time. You know,
looks
you do
great.
the best you can. Let me know if you boys can hear this audio.
Men's
Yes.
bathroom, Seattle Convention Center. I need somebody to explain this to me, please. I don't get
Hey,
it.
yo! They have a mirror?
Not the sticky shoes,
That's a
which is
trunking
absolutely
window, brother.
disgusting. What are...
Hey,
I don't get
yo! Oh, it's not even a window. It's
No.
it's a str-
Anybody?
Oh.
There's no shot.
Alright. We
If you
have
walk in and see that,
absolutely-
surely you're just like going home.
What the trunk?
Boys,
I
you
mean,
cannot
what if-
pay me to use this bathroom.
What if you're at
We-
Seattle Event Center and it's a code red? What are you gonna do?
Literally, like someone's occupying the first stall. You've absolutely got to walk by them to use the second stall.
You've gotta look at a brother when he's in an intimate moment. That's not acceptable.
What the trunk? The worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know what's worse, this video or the fact that Christian's playing this video with like QuickTime version
This is
1.0.
VLC, brother.
What is
You
that
ever
UI?
heard of VLC, brother?
Oh my word, it looks cursed. Sorry.
VLC is absolutely the
distracted.
best. Yo,
I
shout out
use
to
Windows
VLC.
Media Player. Holy
VLC.
trunk, I can't get over how cursed this is.
This is nightmare right here.
What were they
We've
thinking?
absolutely got to talk about this plumbing.
I mean, this is horrible. I mean, there's a little. These are not even high. These are low. Like anyone of normal height can see in there. There's no privacy.
Oh no.
Oh,
They got the door to
Holy-
divider gap correct, but then they just absolutely went rogue on this.
yeah. Look at this.
You
There's
know-
not much space.
I don't know what's more concerning. Like the person who wanted this designed, or like the general contractor that gave the green light to be like, I will do this for you. Like
Surely
surely
we
someone
gotta
stopped along the way and was like, "Hey, are you sure about this?" Like,
we gotta get OSHA in here. Surely this is a violation.
yo,
They're actually making stalls now where the dividers, like the door, will actually swing together and there's an overlap. So there's absolutely zero gap. I've seen some of those recently and those are absolutely goated. The people who like, I feel like this was some architect who's like, I got a great idea, guys. No divider.
a great idea that could separate us from the competition.
Exactly. Set us apart. Or this was like done by the cleaning staff who was down bad. Like they were sick of cleaning up the John. So like, let's make it impossible to take a John in this bathroom.
Sabotage.
Oh my word. Look at on that
Oh,
on in the middle of the two stalls. It's a window cutout. Like why even put the top there?
I feel like you'd be sitting there, you could look over and see your brother also taking business.
You could.
great setup for Mario Kart on the John.
Oh my word. Bring a friend, truly. This is absolutely cursed, boys.
I never want to see this video again.
Where is this again? What does he say? The Seattle Convention Center. You are on blast today.
Absolutely got to look up this place. What that shrug. Seattle Convention Center.
That's insane.
It's got 4.4 stars. Let's look at the reviews. I just want to see if anyone mentions the bathroom, bro. Hold on, can you search review? Yes, 36 people mentioned the restrooms. Let's see.
Are they complaining?
Not yet. Uh, big disappointment from a big building. 3 floors of conference events. 1 solitary women's restroom on the first floor. It was explained that the restroom stalls literally looked like my barn stalls because of the homeless in the area. They did it to keep homeless people out. What that
Oh,
shrunk.
Is that really gonna keep
interesting.
homeless people out though?
No, that's gonna keep me from unleashing my trunking demons in there because I don't want to be in there.
I feel like this
What
was
the
someone's like big brain
shrunk?
idea to fix a problem that wasn't actually gonna get fixed by this.
Uh, well, anyway,
Ugh. Absolutely cursed. We've got to move on.
Wild.
went to
Oh.
use the restroom before walking to catch my bus home. There were drug addicts, alcoholics, and homeless people hanging out in there. Someone was smoking weed. Another person shaving and brushing their teeth in the sink. Definitely do not feel safe using toilet here. That was 4 years ago. So surely what they did was to take measures against that.
Interesting.
Seems quite drastic. I don't know.
Seems a little drastic, to be honest. Could just have, I don't know, like some security around, you know. I don't know, just
We just got to
Ew.
build a big, beautiful wall to keep them out of the toilets. Ugh. Anyways, boys, let's move on to a listener write-in. Ugh.
Another one.
Well, of course.
Truly, the Chatiocast has become 60% listener write-ins at this point.
Let's get into it.
I mean, surely they have all our bits.
And surely we could get the third host's video back on here any moment.
Let me check my phone.
Surely he's got that Omega fast charge on his phone.
Actually didn't plug it in because I thought we were like almost done, but then I've just realized we're not. So let me just
Oof.
plug it back in here.
Oh, boys.
I had it on the wireless charger, so it was only at 8%.
Well, surely
got
this
it
isn't the
on.
last bit.
Well, it's
I
not a
gotta-
bit. It's a listener write-in. So,
I gotta go to bed, bro.
all right, boys. Let's get to this listener write-in. Here we go. Hello, Chatiocast. It's Jeremy from Miami writing in again. We love our reoccurring write-in listeners. We'd love to see another one back.
Right.
I would just like to thank you guys for requesting listener write-ins and then taking months to respond to them. Whoa,
You're
that's
welcome.
a little aggressive. Thanks to you
Yeah, you gotta
boys, I
chill.
never got to hear my advice. I never got to hear the advice from you guys until after my life fell apart. And at that
Oh.
point, my life had already imploded. Also, apparently my brother-in-law and wife also listen to this trash cast.
I just showed my
Now-
trunking IP address on the trunking Chatiocast. I'm gonna have to edit this dang episode.
Why'd you show your IP address?
Because this droid cam sends the footage over. Leaked. Yo, Chadio leak. I showed my IP address.
Surely it's the biggest
Drug.
leak yet. You almost had me
Oh.
choking there, bro.
Hey,
Holy-
Can you rewind that? I want to see that closer.
Mikey, let's get a close up. I want to show this detail.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. Alright.
Please continue.
Listen, Christian, you can continue, but I've had about enough of this guy. I mean, surely he needs to realize he ruined his own life by leaning on a podcast for advice. Surely you've heard of Google, brother. Sorry, go ahead.
Yo, you gotta chill on this guy.
Poor
He
Jeremy
doesn't know
from
any better.
Miami. Also, apparently, my brother-in-law and wife also listen to this trash cast now as well. So, hello in advance. So, what has happened since the last
Got
time I
leaked.
wrote in? For starters, I absolutely blew it with my brother-in-law, and he found out that I was a fake handyman. When I messed up the installation in my toilet. Then he confronted me about it, and I confessed. But made him promise not to tell my wife before I got the chance to personally. The next thing I knew, though, my wife confronted me and said she knew the truth about me and asked me how long I'd been sneaking, and asked who I had been sneaking into our home when she was at work. At this point, I knew the gig was up, and I knew I had to be honest with my wife. So I was honest and stated that it was just someone from Craigslist who had paid to come over to fix my pipes. At this, my wife broke down and yelled at me and said she couldn't believe I paid someone off Craigslist to cheat on her. Hey, yo! Apparently my wife thought I was cheating on her. Still, I don't know how she got this impression, to be honest. Oof.
Maybe the clanking. Well, I mean, maybe just listen to the last episode. You'll get an idea.
Yeah, obviously you're not an avid listener if you didn't listen to the last episode. Oh,
Well,
and-
it's not
and the
out
last-
yet. It's not out.
It's not out yet, so oof. Oof.
It's literally
bad,
done.
our
I
bad.
just haven't made a thumbnail yet.
Our bad. Our bad.
I don't know how she got that impression, to be honest, but it turns out that she's always known I've been trash at being a handyman, and still somehow loved me. I'll spare you the details of our argument, but what I will say is that me and my wife are working through our problems, and I have agreed to go to plumbing school as a sign of good faith to my wife while she attends
What the
therapy.
trunk is wrong with you, Jeremy?
Jeremy,
What
no.
don't you get here? You are... Brother, sometimes you've just absolutely got to take the L and move on, brother. What do you mean you're going to plumbing school?
The problem wasn't you being a plumber or not being able to plumb. The problem was you would rather lie to your wife.
Lying. What do you... You need to go to not lying school, bro.
Oh no.
You need to
Yo,
go to
Zach?
faithful husband,
Zach's,
bro.
Zach's audio is coming in crisp from the bed. It's actually a goated setup.
It's a little bit cursed.
It's a goated setup.
Honestly, I mean, I was very engaged in this podcast, so we started talking about Jeremy, and then I just got sleepy.
Oh, let's get through this. Well, I hate that I had to go through this. I'm glad that I no longer have to live in a lie in my own house. Once again, I would like to thank you boys for absolutely nothing. Your advice was very much not helpful since I didn't hear it until months after I needed it. P.S. Shout out to Zach, because I don't think his is working properly. Stay honest. Peace, Jeremy from Miami.
Did he really just sign off by saying, stay honest? Bro, you are that is an oxymoron, brother. You actually need to turn around and say that to yourself, brother. What do you mean?
Holy.
Jeremy.
I mean, boys. Oof.
Listen,
Oh,
truly the moral of this story is trunking. Find a shrunken. Well, I was gonna say find a real plumbing podcast, but this is a real plumbing podcast, so maybe we actually are in the wrong here.
As you can tell, Zach has been plumbing from 6:30 this morning, so he's a little bit tired right now.
Yeah, honestly, I can only do so much. I'm physically drained from all these pipes I've been working on.
Zach, what is your favorite type of pipe to work on?
Honestly, I mean, I'm not a pipist. It's not really important. I'll work on any pipe regardless of color and shape.
So you don't.
So for you to assume that I would have a preference is a little bit cringe.
It's funny you mentioned a preference because did you not throw out a perfectly working black toilet for a good, hard-working white one?
Unfortunately, this is all the time we have today for plumbing talk. Thank you so much for joining us. And stay, keep your pipes open, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could wrap up this segment, truly don't let your relationships get bogged down by cloggy pipes. Keep those lines open, communication, flushing. Keep everything open.
Yo, Cloggy Pipes was my nickname in high school.
Sheesh.
Yo, Matt, do you remember Scotty Pipes?
Oh my word. That's a blast from the past. Wonder what he's
I
doing
know,
now.
right? Oh, I hope he's well.
Sheesh,
Old
what a
Scotty
legend.
Pipes.
Shout out one time.
We can't really dox him or anything, but he's just know that he's a local legend.
Yo, put his IP address out there like Matt's was.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Holy.
Oof.
Well, truly, the theme of today is friendship, and friends go to the bathroom at the Seattle Convention Center with other friends because that's what friends do.
Truly.
Can I get an amen in the chat?
Amen.
And truly, and in times like these,
He's actually fallen asleep.
He's actually lost it, boys.
He's actually going to do the bit until I can already tell it's a bit that he's thought of. He's like, I'm going to be asleep for the rest of the podcast. So we might as well go ahead and wrap it up because I have a feeling he's not coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, truly Zach, his wings have caught up to him, and he is ready for bed. He's all tucked up, nice and neat. And once we wrap up this podcast, we'll sing him a nice little bedtime story, and he'll be ready for bed.
Hopefully he's got that alarm set for the hard day of work tomorrow. I don't think he does.
I'll be
So
honest, boys. You know,
I'll be honest. Just leave my computer on. I'll set my alarm for like 4:30 a.m. and we'll just stay in the Discord call. You can hear my alarm through his AirPods.
I know a lot of you out there have soft hands and you've never worked a hard day's labor in the plumbing industry, but tr- truly, there is no off days in plumbing. You're always on. If little
Amen.
Sally's toilet goes out on Christmas Day, you can abandon your family and go help her.
Truly,
That's right.
truly. Sheesh, boys.
What an episode. 2 episodes in a row. Wow, that probably isn't going to happen again, let's be honest. But hey, we got it done this time.
We're going back on break.
That's right. Truly, what I've discovered today is that for some reason, my trunking iPad and AirPods in a hotel is a better trunking setup than what I have at my house, which costs way more money.
Your audio actually sounds great.
Shout out to Apple for making trunking AirPods 2 absolutely goated.
Yeah.
You know, Apple sponsor us. We need money.
Truly, send us a sponsorship.
Surely. Send us the goggles, bro.
We will
Send us-
absolutely shell out for you. We'll do whatever you want.
Truly, Daddy. We'll put our
Well,
iPhones
fam-
on display. We'll get a call in the middle, like, hello.
Yoy.
Well, boys, this concludes whatever episode we're on. Episode
11.
11.
Thanks for listening. Email us at superchatiobros@gmail.com. Follow our our link. Go to our link tree. It's like linktree/Chatiocast or something. Follow me on Sheets. I'm a Sheets freak. I have a lot of points. Follow me on Plumbing Talk. That new Chatiocast app coming to you soon. Plumbing.io. The new Chadio game coming out next year. Shout out to Minoru.
Shout out.
Shout out one time to the Zonai. Oh,
Legends of the
Christian,
Sky
before we
Islands.
go, tell the fans, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Steele, local legend of the Chatiocast, 6 years later, has finally played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Can we get a round of applause for Christian for finally playing a game that Matthew and I have undoubtedly been telling him he needs to play for 6 years, and he has neglected us until he saw TikTok clips of Tears of the Kingdom and said, "Ayo, that actually looks blasted. Let me get in on this." Christian, what did you think of Breath of the Wild?
Truly, it was a 10 out of 10 game, and it was worth the wait.
The way that you didn't need what you did anyway.
Just like someone else here, I like imposing unnecessary wait times on myself to consume properly amazing content.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, that's great. I watched a new show recently that was great called Queen's Gambit.
Shout out. Was it worth the wait,
Surely a-
Zach? Was it worth the
It
wait?
was worth the wait. Surely a 10 out of 10 show.
Sheesh.
I wish someone would have told me about it sooner, but it's all right.
And now he's absolutely picking up the chessboard and studying.
I actually am a 100% still not interested in playing chess.
Boys, just like in chess, when you're in the end game, you gotta close. In this podcast, we're in the end game and we've gotta close. We're in
We've
check.
absolutely got to close. Let's email us superchatiobros@gmail.com. Follow us.
Stay tuned to Spotify and YouTube. We definitely will upload them both at the same time.
Yes, someone will not forget to hit a button on one. Not gonna mention any names, Christian, but we will definitely hit both buttons. Good night.
What?
Why did he hardly leave?
Oh, hey boys, I thought it was over.
It is over, but I was really confused by that thing you just did.
Let's end it, boys. This has gone on too long. And this
Oh
has
my word,
been.
he hasn't. Why have you not stopped it yet, Matt?
Tune in next time.
I'm not in control of the record button like one time.
And it's over.